Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're taking a look at something that I've decided to do after talking about the Vancouver Titans earlier today. And that was to take a look at my early predictions for Overwatch League playoffs. So, the thing about this is it's December 2nd, okay? Overwatch doesn't begin until February 14th. So these are way early predictions. We haven't seen any of these teams play. We're just going off of things from last season, player additions, and things like that. Of course, I did throw in a couple of the expansion teams in here. We have 3 expansion teams. This is very interesting. I didn't put any Chinese teams in here. The thing about that is I don't think the Chinese teams are going to be that bad. My thing is just not knowing much about them makes it hard to predict where they're going to be. I haven't seen them play. I don't know anything about them. The thing is, that's really an issue for expanding Overwatch in that sense, is that expanding Overwatch in China is good within China, but for the rest of the world, there's sort of like a barricade between things within China and outside of China. So it's sort of hard to just be like, this team's doing good. Where the rest of the teams, you can tell. You can see what they're doing, but those are just, it's not so much out there with their additions and things like that. So I didn't put them on here. I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them did make the playoffs. It's just not knowing anything about them, I can't say they're going to be in the playoffs. We'll see more when preseason comes. I'm assuming it's going to be January because last year was December. It was around this time last year that it happened. Preseason, so we'll probably see around the beginning of January Overwatch League preseason happening. So we'll start from the bottom here. So the way this works, the playoffs this season, it says each division winner following the top 4 teams from both Atlantic and Pacific Division will qualify. The final 2 playoff spots will be claimed by teams who qualify via play-in tournament immediately following the regular season. So that means there's 8 teams. So the way I broke this down is 2 play-in spots. And then we have 3rd through 6th, and then we have the winner of each division. The top 3 are very similar to the predictions at the beginning of last season. I'll let you guys know that. So, play-in spot number 2 is the Los Angeles Gladiators. I threw them in here just because they made the playoffs last season. Oh, you will notice on this list there's no Philadelphia Fusion because they're bad. So, the Los Angeles Gladiators I do have in here. I'm not sure how well they're going to do. The reason they did good last year was because they had Fissure on the team. Obviously, it's part of Seoul Dynasty now, so I don't know how good the team will necessarily be without him and what they've added. But I feel like Los Angeles Gladiators have got to a point where they made the playoffs, so I feel like they can repeat that if they get good players. If they can get just a good tank. That's really all they needed last year. It was a good main tank. Alright, so coming in next year is the Paris Eternal. This is the meme's favorite team here this season. This is the one he decided he's going to like this year. No, he likes France. That's his thing. Well, it's his second thing, but still. There's no team in Russia, so he goes with Paris. But Paris Eternal, I think that looking at their roster, they are a good team. They got good players. A lot of those players did come from Overwatch World Cup, and they have a couple players from other teams that existed in Overwatch League. They're the only team, I believe, that's all European players, so that's very interesting. So those are the 2 play-in spots, Paris Eternal and Los Angeles Gladiators. I believe they'll be playing into the playoffs this year. Coming in the 6th is the San Francisco Shock. I forgot all about them until I made the list. I'm like, oh wait, I'm going to throw them in here. So I actually had Paris Eternal there before in 6th, but then I remembered the Shock. The San Francisco Shock, they were really, really good at the end of the season. I don't know if they made the stage playoffs. I think they might have. Or they were very close. They played very, very well at the end in Stage 4 and almost the end of Stage 3. Once a lot of their players that were 18 became 18. Because a lot of them were 17 when they signed them. They couldn't play until they became 18. As a halfway of the year. So for the Shock, Season 1 really was just let's get through the season. And then Season 2, I think they're going to be a good team. Coming in 5th is the Los Angeles Valiant, the Season 1 winner of the Pacific Division. The Valiant, I think they're going to be good, but they're going to maybe take a step back without having Soon on the team. Obviously, he went to Paris Eternal, and he was really one of their main players of the team. So to lose him, I think they're going to take a step back a little bit. But I still think they're going to be good. All right, coming in 4th is one of the teams I'm very excited to watch play. This is the new expansion team. Once I found out the players that had on the team, I thought this is going to be exciting. I'm gonna want to watch this team. I like the teams that have all Korean players on them, if you weren't aware, and as you will find out through the rest of this list. Coming in 4th, though, I have the Vancouver Titans. They have runaway players from Contenders Korea Season 2, 2018. So Overwatch Contenders Korea 2018 Season 2. This team beat everybody in that. The runaway was really good. They even beat the South Korean Overwatch World Cup team, which ultimately went on to win the Overwatch World Cup last month. They beat that team in practice, and Runaway is a really good team, and the whole Runaway roster, or I believe most of it, is here on the Vancouver Titans. So that's going to be a team to look out for. Coming in 3rd is last year's champions, the London Spitfire. I think they're going to be a good team still. I just feel like there's one team in the Atlantic Division that's a little bit better than them. So, my winner of the Pacific Division, let's see if anybody's surprised, I put Seoul Dynasty. I feel like last season, if I said that at the beginning of the year, it wouldn't have been a surprise. But to say it now, it's kind of like, alright. To me, when I said it, I'm like, that seems like I'm picking them because they're my favorite team. But I didn't. I looked at the teams that are in the Pacific Division and took a look at what we have. San Francisco's good. Los Angeles Valiant, we're not sure how good they're going to be without Soon. Los Angeles Gladiators, we're not sure how good they're going to be without Fissure. Vancouver is going to be a good team. They're right up there, but they don't have that experience in the Overwatch League. Chengdu, Guangzhou, and Hanzhou are those teams that I talked about before, not knowing about what the Chinese teams do. Dallas is still sort of in that rebuild phase. They did make the playoffs last year, stage 4, but they still have a lot of question marks there. And then Shanghai, again, they never won a match in Overwatch League. I know that like a majority of the roster is a new team, but I don't just want to say Shanghai Dragons are going to make the playoffs and win the Pacific Division. That's where the thing comes down to Seoul Dynasty being that team that's going to win the Pacific Division because they have the league experience. And it's also they're going to be the rebound year after they came back after a terrible season where they did not make the playoffs. They were expected to make the playoffs and didn't. They're going to come back and win the Pacific Division, in my opinion. Vancouver will be right there. I think it's going to be between Vancouver and Seoul all season. I think Seoul will have the edge with the experience in the league. Looking at the list, though, I missed a lot of teams in the Atlantic Division that really made the playoffs last year. Philadelphia, Boston, I've missed both of those. But I don't think they're that good. Boston got rid of a lot of their players. Houston, I've never thought was a good team. I've always thought they're bad and overrated. Philadelphia, again, bad and overrated. I don't think they should have made the finals last year, and I said that in the video. Florida's rebuilding, obviously. They have a brand new roster. Paris, I think, will be good. Toronto, I don't really know many of their players on the team. Atlanta, again, not really sure about many of the players on the team. Washington, D.C., we don't even know the team name yet. So, this is an official list. I don't think Washington, D.C. will make it with the players that have signed already. So, I didn't throw them in there, even though we don't know their team name. So, ultimately, I have New York Excelsior with the Atlantic Division being the team that we will see represent the Atlantic Division again. I think this year they're going to be determined to go out and win the league. Obviously, last year having the best season. Ultimately, that season would probably go down as the best season in Overwatch League without a championship, just because the amount of wins they got. No team can match that amount of wins in the regular season put up by New York Excelsior. I think they had 33 wins. I may be wrong on that, but I think it was 33, and no team will be able to go out and match 33 wins ever. considering that the league is now down to 28 wins. That would probably be the best team, the best season by a team without a championship. We look back in Overwatch League in 5-6 years. Something we'll talk about is the season 1 year Excelsior. So I think that if they keep that same roster, which I believe they are, I think most of the things except for like the coach, which I know is a big thing to not have, but they have so many talented players. Libero, Sabiobi, Jonak, like, just to name those 3. And that's not even, like, that's just 3 players. Like, you can go on, their tanks are good, their other support, they got, like, is Animo is the other guy they have? I think, is Janice on the team as well? See, I know some of the players. I think that team just has so many good players, so many good things that they can come out and win the Atlantic Division, and ultimately, I feel like this is going to be better. I feel like it's not going to be so much of a thing with the all-Korean teams. We've seen other teams come out and win a stage, get to the finals. Like, we've seen other teams do well, so I don't think it's going to be so much the 3 teams, Seoul Dynasty, New York Excelsior, London Spitfire. I think it's going to be 4 teams. New York Excelsior, Seoul Dynasty, London Spitfire, and the Vancouver Titans. I'm excited to see this season. I'm super excited to watch Vancouver Titans. Honestly, when I seen that they had the runaway roster, I'm like, I like this team already. So those are the 4 teams I will be probably paying the most attention to this season. Obviously, Seoul Dynasty, my favorite team. New York Excelsior, my second favorite team. I also do like London Spitfire. I'm going to have to like Vancouver Titans now. The list is expanding. Go back and watch some of my other power ranking videos, and you'll see how well those teams get ranked. When you just become self-aware of the fact that you rank the Korean teams better than the other ones. No, but honestly, I feel playing spot number 2, Los Angeles Gladiators, playing spot number 1, Paris Eternal. San Francisco Shock will be the 6th team, record-wise. Los Angeles Shock will be the 5th team. Vancouver Titans will be 4th. London Spitfire 3rd. The Pacific Division winner will be Seoul Dynasty. And Atlantic Division winner will be New York Excelsior. That is my prediction. Let's see how correct I am in the end of next year. We're not ever going to come back to this video. I guarantee you I'll forget about it. But I'm going to keep the notes here. Maybe we'll change our early predictions. We'll see what happens with preseason. Then we're going to lock it in. We're going to keep it right there. So we can only change this once. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you guys in the next one.